everyone, welcome to the Theatre Cafe. Today we have been joined by the cast of Hot Gay Time Machine, which is currently running down at the Trafalgar Studios. Give it up for them!
Hello, how's it going?
That's good, welcome!
Thank you so much. You're lovely.
Tell us who you are.
So I'm Toby, and I play the role of Hot Gay Toby.
I'm Zach, and I play the role of Hot Gay Zach.
Excellent. So
You're
tell
very
me.
method for this show.
Yeah, I mean the character names are ingenious.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much. And they're also really beautiful.
So actually, they're literally in our contracts. We're like credited as Hot Gay Zach. And we've never called them that name.
It's the official title.
It's now the official title.
So tell us a bit about it.
So Hot Gay Time Machine is a musical comedy show, sort of like pretending it's a bit of a cabaret as well. And it's basically me and Zach, and we take the audience through our lives growing up as gay men, with original comedy songs all about the most important moments in a gay man's life.
Yes. Like, coming out to your mum.
Coming up to your mum, realising you're gay.
Trying not to look at willies in a locker room.
It's really hard-hitting political content, basically. Very
I
serious.
don't think we can say cocks.
He's talking about chickens.
Yes.
Yes, that's what it's about.
And it's had a bit of a journey, hasn't it? Because it started in Edinburgh, and then you had a little bit of a residency down at the other palace.
Yes. I mean, it originally started off as a joke. We were drunk.
Yeah.
That's literally how it started. We thought it would be really funny. We were drinking pints of wine, and we thought it would be funny to do a show called Hot Gay Time Machine. So then we did it at uni. It was an absolute. What was it?
It was just like a hilarious thing that we'd written like the week before, and it was mainly for our friends, and it was like super silly. We had like loads of indulgent costume changes, and we like wrote these songs with us two and Lucy, and we just like did it for like 3 nights, and it was really fun. And then we realised that actually the three of us really liked working together and writing together, and we thought, you know what, like let's like maybe like take it to get a refrain, just like a joke, just like a joke, just like get our system. And now that joke has just gone a bit too far.
It's gone so far that you're now in the West End.
Yes, gosh, yeah.
It's quite a long way to take a joke.
You're telling us.
Yeah. And it's had a huge success. I mean, it's been really critically acclaimed as well, hasn't it? And is that partly to do with your very clever writing, or just the fact that you guys know each other so well and you know the show so well that it's just naturally progressed?
I think for us, obviously, it's creative genius. That's without saying. No, I think it's done so well because it only attempts to, I think, ever speak for us as gay men, but I think the topics it discusses, all of the songs have come out of conversations that we've had, that we know a lot of our friends sort of go through those situations as well. So I think it's just quite relatable for a lot of people. Also, it is just like the main reason we do it is because we just want to be funny. And so it is just, I think it's driven by like constant comedy in the songs and stuff. And yeah, I think, yeah. And it's also a musical comedy form, which is like quite rare and like not always done, that isn't a cabaret, that's more of a musical. It's kind of a weird vibe that we try and do, which I think has just hit well. Or it's awful, I don't know.
I think what's just like the overall message of the show is just to like have pride and be who you want to be and love yourself, and like just it's quite like a positive message that we want to instill in the audience after coming to the show. And I think it's always just nice to leave a theatre like being told like be yourself and like feel good. We like to think that it's.
And I mean, you're really close to the audience there as well, aren't you?
Sometimes we're actually on the audience, and occasionally, after the show, we're sometimes within them as well. And so, it's nice to have that. And like spiritually and emotionally,
Yes,
is what I mean.
yes,
Obviously,
of course,
what are you talking about?
Obviously. So the show is running until
The 5th of January.
the 5th of January, and you can get tickets from our website. I've put a link in there. We do need to just talk about another show as well that's coming to the West End in January. I've heard of it. I mean, it
Well,
sounds like it's pretty good.
I first listened to Waitress when I was so excited. Yeah, I know. I'm much more excited about Waitress.
We're getting tickets.
Yeah, we have tickets.
And then Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh.
And Come From Away in February.
Is that? I thought it was.
Yes.
Already here.
No, it's and
It's
in
Ireland.
fact, Waitress is February as well. But Product Placement 6 is returning. Six is returning to the Arts Theatre in the West End
Yes,
in
indeed.
January. And you had something to do with that show.
Yes, I'm actually understudying Heather Barrigan.
Swinging all of them. Yeah, all of
I
them.
am Grace. I look different in person, people say that. No, so I'm one of the writers, along with Lucy Moss, who is also one of the writers and director of Hot Gay.
And it's had for not can't even say the word, I'm so excited about it.
Neither did one of the original posters,
Phenomenal.
where they had a type on the word phenomenal.
I mean, me, I thought
Yeah, I know. Thank you so
phenomenal.
much, mate.
It's okay. Phenomenal success. Are you surprised at how successful it's been?
No, it was all completely expected.
Yeah.
No, of course. I mean, like it's like it's ridiculous. It's crazy, and because it's similar to Hot Time Machine, we just wrote it at uni last year. Took it to the Edinburgh Fringe last year as a student production, expecting that would be the end of it. We just wrote it to like, make our friends laugh and just have a good time doing a show at the Fringe. And so that has all gone a bit too far as well.
Yeah.
But in a really fun, lovely way.
Yeah, it is stunning. I mean, I have actually seen it 8 times. I'm obsessed. And I will be going back again. Okay, let's have a look at some of the questions here. Okay, where do you get the ideas for your musicals?
I think both. Well, there's only been 2 of them so far, and I think they literally just came from like conversations that we were having about the kind of thing that we want to see or do. So the reason 6 exists is because when I was applying to write an original musical for like our Musical Theatre Society, the Edinburgh Fringe, I was like, okay, there's a bit of like criteria I need to think about for this kind of show. I want it to be, pop music because that's the music I like writing and like listening to. I want it to have a famous subject matter because the Edinburgh Fringe, there's so many shows.
You want
like,
don't you?
yeah, you want something that people recognise in the hope of selling tickets. And I wanted it to, me and Lucy both wanted it to be an all-female cast because that's the conversations we've been having with each other. Like, oh, isn't it annoying there's like no good songs for women in musical theatre? It's all like, I love this man, or this man doesn't love me, or like, it's like, and so it was those conversations that sort of led to 6. And then I guess similar with Hot Time Machine, just like all the songs are just like conversations that and Lucy and we'd have with our friends just sitting around at uni, like being like, oh, isn't it like, when did you realise like the song, I couldn't get it up, literally came from me sitting on a bench with my friend Joe, going like, when did you realise you were gay? And he was like, oh, I was like reading this Thunderbirds annual, and I was like, oh god, that's exciting. And I was like, mine's when I realised that I didn't fancy my girlfriend Georgia, because I couldn't rise to the occasion we were making out. And so, and then that like became a song which we now like perform. What do you think?
In terms of how we come up with the songs?
Yeah,
or
or just the actual musicals, yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, this one just came out of the fact that we wanted to, the driver for Hot Time Machine has changed as time has gone by. It's like, first we just wanted to make people laugh. Second of all, we were like, we have things that we want to discuss and stuff. So I think Hot Time Machine has become, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
I think I am.
Yeah.
As in, we want to make a point with loads of these things, and I don't think that we would ever just write something that is just like supposed to be funny. We always want to try and use comedy to make a point. So that's what every single song in Hot Time Machine, I think, tries to do, is to like, we have a song called El Tango de Gaysplaining, which is about misogyny in the gay community, which is this hysterical thing between me and Toby that he's being misogynistic and I tell him off. But like things like that, we try to make them funny, but also it is a very serious point that misogyny can really exist in the gay community and you need to point it out. So I think, yeah, musicals with always a point of like why we would do it. I'm not talking English.
No.
Okay, what musicals inspire you? Or have inspired you previously?
Company. I love that.
Oh yes,
Fun at
it's
the
a
moment,
classic,
very good
just
fun.
across the road.
My favourite musical is probably was Sondheim. We both were obsessed with Sondheim. We both wrote our dissertations on Sondheim as well, so we're like, clued up. Not really. Yeah, I think he mainly is a theatre writer, I think, because his like sort of specialism in lyrics and things like that, and like particular rhymes and all that sort of stuff is things that we find fascinating. So I think for me, particularly Sondheim, I know you, Hamilton's also a huge one.
Yeah, Hamilton's always like a giant. So I wrote 2 dissertations at uni, and one was on Hamilton, and one was on Sondheim, and like his form. So I think Sondheim really influenced 6 a lot in terms of like playing around with the form, and like, because I tend to prefer shows where the songs happen, not like, wait, you know that awkward like transition between like a scene and a song?
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, funny you mentioned that
Yeah.
because, you know, that's what makes me so nice. You know what I mean? And like, and that's all, it's always that actually sometimes I like it, but I think that's what alienates a lot of people. And so I think musicals that I really like are things like Hamilton or Cats, when the concept, it just means that like songs just like happen. And that's it. Like Cats is just so bizarre that I think that's like, I love that. But
Yeah.
but then also like, in like Cabaret, for example, or even like Chicago, where like, because of the concept of the show is like it's set in a place where songs are performed, like a cabaret venue, and then so the songs feel less alienating, and then they really play around with that like that difference of like breaking into song is like something that happens very naturally in the setting of like a cabaret space. And so that's why 6 is a pop concert, because like the songs just like at the start you're like, we're going to sing songs with you, and that's how it's going to work, because
Yeah.
we're at a pop concert
Yeah.
with pop stars. So everyone's like, okay, I guess that's
Okay.
true. I can't wait. Do you know what I mean? And so and
Yeah.
I quite like that. And I think in terms of the writing style for Hot Gate Time Machine, it's very like Tim Minchin is someone that really inspires us, I think, in like the way that he like does like really good catchy songs that are also like hilarious, and his like lyrical wordplay is really like genius. So,
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any other musicals in development?
Yeah. So me and Lucy are going away next year to we're going to start working on a new show, which the working title is currently Diva. And we don't know much about it yet, except that it's going to be exploring the relationship between, it's like about a gay diva worship.
Yeah.
So why gay men worship diva figures. It's like lots of men in like the 50s and 70s worship Judy Garland, and then
Yeah.
like Madonna and Cher, and now like Gaga
Kylie,
and
yeah.
and like what it is about like these like powerful like women that gay men are really attracted to, and also like is there like this underlying like misogyny to it, and how like these diva figures respond to these like gay communities that are so quick to like praise but also be cruel and objectify these women. So it's exploring that, and also we want to do another Hot Gate Time Machine thing about maybe like coming out and what the closet or like what's
Yeah. Well, I think we want to use the brand of Hot Gate Time Machine to do something different. Because the thing is, it's based on our lives growing up until we were about 21, and I think our experiences of great gay men then. Whereas like since then, our lives have changed, what gay means to us has changed very much, and I think that we would love to do something. We were talking the other day about writing something that then goes deeper into it and then reflects on like what it means to be gay in our current generation rather than like what it was like to grow up as gay.
Yeah.
Because our gayness has changed since university, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And things like gender and things have come into it, so it's just sort of another platform to discuss something like that and things like that. So.
Okay. What is your dream role?
I'm currently playing it.
Oh.
I'm kidding, right? Just saying.
Would you know yours is? I don't
It doesn't have to be
Well,
gender
wait, actually,
specific
if I
either.
do,
Is it
I
Elsa?
would no. I would love to play. I don't know the name of the character. I think it's like it's not. No, it's not. It's whoever sings. Oh my God! How times have changed. Miss Baltimore Crabs from Hairspray.
Yeah.
Velma.
Yeah, Velma von Tussle.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be a great one.
Love that.
Yeah.
So great.
I really want to do Sweeney Todd. That's
Huh?
Sweeney Todd. As,
You played Sweeney
as
Todd.
Sweeney.
No, I did Sweeney Todd, but I want to do, properly.
Do it again.
Proper professional.
Yeah.
So that I like the two growing up. My two ones I wanted to play were Angel and Ren and the MC in Cabaret, and I did one
yeah.
at school and one at uni with Zach.
Oh, so you've done it.
So I
That's
thought,
what we
like,
Yeah.
did. We did Rent together, which is why we met.
When I was like
It's
7.
actually in the show.
Yeah, we performed Ren. It's not indulgent, it's actually really serious. But no, yeah, when I was younger, I was like, all I want to do when I'm older is play Angel, the MC, and Toby in Hot Gate Time Machine.
Yeah.
So
You've done it.
bucket list.
Okay, final question. If you could work with any actor, who would it be?
I'm already working with.
Keep using these ones. I would not work with Toby.
His name's Tom Cruise. We're doing a film together next week. So excited.
What? An actor?
Yeah. Or
Well,
performer, or
Who am I
who would you really like to work
I know
with?
who I'd like to.
She's a singer based in the US at the moment, and she's had a couple of albums. She's called Beyonce Knowles, and she's quite big out there. She's getting more famous out here.
Yeah, I mean, even I've heard of her.
Yeah. No, she's really like, well, you work in theatres. It's she's really like up and coming at the moment. I'm really keen to like collaborate with her on something.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think it'd be really
Which
good.
queen would she play?
I think
Imagine
she-
casting her.
I'd say Zach in Hot Time Machine.
We have very similar voice types. I'm not going to try. I don't want to put
Sing, listen, go on, sing, listen.
Listen, no, oh God.
Listen.
Anyway, my dream person to work with would probably be. Are we talking actor or musical?
Either.
So I'm really obsessed with Ariana Grande right now,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily want to sing with her. I feel she'd outshine me. I can't deal with that. Whereas Beyonce, I think I could overshadow.
Yeah. So Beyonce, I could do it, you know what I mean? Like, hold my own. Ariana, I don't think.
Yeah.
Their voices wouldn't go, you know.
Okay, finally, why should people come and see Hot Gay Time Machine at Trafalgar Studios?
Because if they don't, they will be considered homophobic.
Yes.
I think they should come see it because, you know, it's a fun night out.
Yeah.
You get to like sing along about penises, and you get to dance on stage at the end.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's short, it's not too long.
It's only 65 minutes,
Yeah.
65 to 75,
Yeah.
depending on how indulgent we're being.
Yeah.
It's only about 4 hours actually. But
Depending on all the standing ovation lasts.
Yes.
I just think it's like it's a joy for us to perform every single night, and I think that translates into the audience, and we just sort of get, you know, wonderful crowds dancing at the end, and I think it's just a really fun night out. Very Christmassy. It's a very Christmassy show. We've rewritten it since Edinburgh to include a lot of Christmas concerts. Kind of. Not really. Come see the show and then you'll find out.
Yeah.
I also
that's
think
it.
if you can't come to the show, then please instead go and see The Inheritance whilst it's still on,
Oh.
because
Oh,
it's the best thing I've ever seen on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
I am going. I'm going. Don't worry. No, I am
You're getting out of
going.
it.
No, it's,
I've seen it.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing time. So
Yeah.
It's very, very similar to Hot Gay Time Machine.
Is it?
Very simple.
The epic
Yeah.
proportions and all that
Yes.
sort of thing. Yeah.
I mean, theirs
Yeah.
is just a bit longer, and I feel
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
detracts. You know, it is the most amazing thing. So,
Right.
go.
Thank you very much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. If you would like to ask Toby and Zach any more questions, you can head over to our Instagram. We are doing a Q&A for the next few minutes over there. But in the meantime, click on the link, get your tickets to Hot Gay Time Machine. Also, get your tickets to Six, which opens in January at the Arts Theatre. Thank you for coming, guys. It's been awesome. Give it up for these.